some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Yeah, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
Howdy everyone, welcome to Mornings with Mo. 9 out of 10 doctorologists recommend your daily dose of newsy news, and I'm your host that gives it to you. Welcome everyone. Thank you Wolfram for your Modly Mod duties. Good morning Super T and Tammy CA, Alice G, Squid Pro Quo, Conversations Living Room with RJ, Jeff Montgomery. I have no idea. I ask myself that question every morning at 4 o'clock, and then I realize that my cats might, trip me going down the stairs if I don't feed them at their, designated time at 4 o'clock. I wake up to paws trying to get under my door to give me up. Welcome JKD Buck, and thank you for all of your Modly Mod duties and Squid Pro Quo's Modly Mod duties. And Denise Sells, welcome. Christine, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Audio Coffee, Zimmy, Kathy Trout, Lurking Meowth, and Deviance More. Good morning. Well, unless you were under a rock, we have some Diddy drop news. And well, I guess that baby oil helped him because he was able to slip out of the more serious RICO charges, but he was denied bail after being found guilty of smonstitution and will remain behind bars until sentencing. Oh, I guess he's going to have to buy more canned mackerel. Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail and will remain in jail until his sentencing, the judge has ruled. Now the hip-hop mogul's eyes opened wide and his mouth went into a pout. He was mad as the judge read his decision. Now, the judge said that bail is required after someone convicted of smonstitution charges, but he focused on the fact that Bad Boy's record posed danger if he was released. Now, he noted the violence that Combs unleashed on his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. The judge noted that Combs' own team admitted to the DV claims, but said the confession was unnecessary because the defendant's violence was depicted in a 2016 video at the Intercontinental Hotel. I mean, yeah, that the problem is that he has shown himself to lack self-control. Again, if you are with your partner and you are arguing, you don't lay hands on your partner. So now, everyone has seen the notorious footage showing him, laying hands on Ventura. For present purposes, the defendant is unable to meet his burden, the judge said. The judge said the defense didn't prove that there wasn't any danger to any person or community given the evidence, committed at trial. And under these circumstances, it's impossible for the defendant to show he poses no danger to any person. Now, Combs' defense originally asked for him to be released on a $1 million bond, a mere sliver of his staggering $400 million net worth. Now, he was acquitted of all charges he faced in the months-long trial except for the smonstitution charges. Instead of facing life, in prison, he could only be behind bars for 20 years, but experts told the Post he'll probably only serve a few months. Now, his time in court isn't over yet. He still faces just oodles of civil lawsuits from both men and women alleging everything from sexual impropriety to taking something without offering from a woman. Again, YouTube. You let CNN say it, you let, ABC say it, and it really does, water down the victims and everything when in order to be monetized, we have to come up with an entire different language. And I get it. Some people will say, well, you don't have to be monetized and la la la. Look, I am trying to make this something that will assist my family. So yes, I would like to be monetized, but I still rail against it. Now, in one of the suits filed by Chicago record producer Rodney Little Rod Jones Jr., he claimed that Combs used him to acquire not street legal pharmaceuticals. Oh, what is... Okay, Mo, what Tammy said, not to derail, but look at the exorcism mom in St. Lucie, Florida. I will have to look at that. I will say we have Snake Island contestants today. I didn't figure they were bad enough for Lord Chippy, and the ones that were, I kind of needed a break from Lord Chippy. I'm going to be honest with you. No, I don't think so. Now, this one is of vital importance, and y'all, if they screw this up, I will start a class action lawsuit. Now, Young Frankenstein's prequel, Very Young Frankenstein, is in the works with FX and Mel Brooks as executive producer. I certainly will. I can send her the video and the sounder if she'd like, if I can figure that out. To be fair, I might. Oh my God, mer earn the derpend. They better not screw this up. I swear to goodness, this was one of my favorite movies. Abby Normal, and a roll in the hay, rolling. If they screw this up, I will sue everyone. All right, you win. I give. I'll say it. Destiny, no escaping that for me. Destiny. The first report by Deadline is FX is nearing the pilot order for an upcoming series called Very Young Frankenstein, a prequel to the 1974 comedy Young Frankenstein, from director Mel Brooks. Now, the 99-year-old legend has given the project his blessing, and he will also serve as executive producer, but he won't be alone. Joining him will be What We Do in the Shadows alumni Stephanie Robinson, who will serve possibly as the showrunner. Taika Waititi. No, he's going to make it. Well, it is a comedy. Maybe we can use his comedic stuff. I'm just saying a lot of times he seems to miss the mark and just puts in things that he thinks is funny. Now, FX and 20th Century Studios are both keeping a stiff upper lip over the show's plot and casting choices, but that won't stop, those of us who have been screwed over by Hollywood from, voicing our fears that you might screw it the hell up. Now, Young Frankenstein is a parody of the 1931 horror classic Frankenstein, which itself is based on Mary Shelley's 1818 novel of the same name. However, the film also spoofs other horror films from that golden era. It stars the late, great, and comedic genius Gene Wilder as scientist Frederick Frankenstein, pronounced Frankenstein, the grandson of the great reanimator extraordinaire Victor Frankenstein. Now, again, don't screw this up, Hollywood. I really don't want you to. I loved this movie. And if you can pull it off, if you get Mel Brooks' blessing, also Mel Brooks, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, I need that in my life. So please, dear God, dear tiny baby Jesus, please keep them from cocking this up royally. Amen. Now, in an update to a story I did on a Newsy Nugget, authorities are revealing how a young Disney cruise passenger fell off the ship after her dad heroically rescued her from open seas. The 5-year-old girl who fell overboard from a Disney cruise had slipped through the ship's porthole and down into the ocean below, according to officials, dispelling rumors that her father was at fault for the scary plummet. The young girl sailing on the Disney Dream in international waters was sitting on a railing on a fourth floor deck of the ship as her parents played shuffleboard near her at around 11:30 a.m. on June 29th. Now, suddenly, she fell backwards through the porthole opening down to open waters, the Broward County Sheriff's Office announced Wednesday, according to CBS Miami. Now, I am not throwing shade. Again, children can get into everything. Children, you look away for 5 seconds and they're gone. The scariest moment in my life was actually with my girls. I had just had my third little girl, and I was taking a shower, and I had her in her little like play seat thing in the bathroom. So I remember distinctly it was too quiet. So I have shampoo like here, I have one leg shaved, and I run out of my bathroom with a towel on. And my older daughters were taking the baby in circles around the living room doing a choo-choo train. So and Karen, I finally got your package. I have a thank you note that I'm sending out with some stickers from the channel, but thank you so much for your package. There was actually another Mo at like a real Mo, M-O-E, Mo, that was in my post office. So they've been holding it back for him. And I hadn't made clear that this was a business mailbox. So they were like, we didn't know who Mo was. Boosh, this was actually before I met Mr. Mo. I was a single mom for about a year with 3 lovely, lovely girls who are growing up to be awesome kids. But they scared the bejesus out of me when, I have this preemie that just came home and they're just, rolling her around or, just pushing her around the living room. So no parental shame, but I would never let my kids sit on a railing on a cruise ship. I am just too like something terrible is going to happen. Don't do that. That being said, kids can get into anything and we shouldn't shame parents because this father did in fact, jump into the ocean, the, open ocean and treaded water for 20 minutes, with holding his daughter so she wouldn't go underwater until they were picked up by rescue crews. So again, no parental shame. This dad is awesome. But we do now know what happened and maybe there can be safety measures incorporated so it doesn't happen again. But I'm glad this story had a happy ending. I will say that, it was an interesting story, but I love seeing parents acting brave. Howdy, howdy. Yes, that is my P.O. box. But I guess the P.O. box right next to me was an actual Mo. So they finally called me this week and said, we could have a package for you, but it's not your name. So would you come in and identify it? And I finally got the package. So thank you very much, Karen Stanger. I appreciate it so much. And you do have a thank you card as soon as I can find a stamp or go to the post office, which will probably be today. Now, in sadder news, and please pray for the families if you do pray, or keep them in your thoughts. 7 people are missing after explosions ripped through a California fireworks warehouse, igniting a wildfire. English is my only language, and yet I manage to bugger it up nearly half the time. Now, 7 people are missing after multiple explosions at a warehouse in Northern California that sent bright fireworks across the area and ignited a brush fire. Now, the location is owned by an active pyrotechnic license holder, according to California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Now, emergency crews were searching the property for missing individuals Wednesday, and investigators were also surveying the area with drones. Now, authorities have not identified any of the missing, but relatives said some were working at the warehouse. Now, news footage, and let me see if I can pull that up. Come on, NBC, I really don't want... no, I don't want... So... That's what it looked like, and it looks like that it started some brush fires, unfortunately. Now, the explosions were sparked by a fire at the factory, which is in Yolo County. The jokes just write themselves. Now, that's about 40 miles northwest of Sacramento. Now, residents in Esparto and some of Madison remained in an evacuation order as of Wednesday due to the burning pyrotechnic materials. Now, there is less risk of continuing brush fires spreading to homes, but the risk still remains. Now, officials are working to determine that everything done at the warehouse was in line with license requirements for a fireworks facility. This type of incident is very rare, as facilities like this are required not only to follow our stringent California, fireworks requirements, but also federal explosive storage requirements. Now, on Wednesday, family members of some of the missing waited at a checkpoint for answers as emergency crews continued to search the areas. So, again, pray for the family of those who are missing. This is an incredibly sad thing, as they probably didn't survive. A warehouse full of explosives and people working in there. I love it when I look away from chat for about 5 seconds and I come back. I am the all-powerful world gay. I love it. I love that chat just continues to move without me. I come back and we're talking about, the big gay. No, it's hilarious to me. I love it. Again, I pick up all the absurd stories, so I love absurdity in chat as well. If you guys want to get your Del Monte on, you better get it on quick. The 138-year-old grocery store staple is filing for bankruptcy. I guess we're going to get smaller cans. Now, Delonte Foods, the 138-year-old company best known for its canned fruits and vegetables, has filed for bankruptcy and is looking for a buyer. I would like to personally apologize for only buying great value, but Del Monte, y'all, if I can get a can for 80 cents and then a can for $2, guess which can I'm going to pick. That being said, I'm sorry you're having troubles. But, again, great value is okay. Late Tuesday, the company announced that it was voluntarily entering Chapter 11 and was going through a sale process for all its assets. But if you have a bunch of flats of like your fruit cocktail and stuff like that, I'll take a couple on discount. Now, the company's product lines are a number of well-known kitchen staples, including College Inn broths and Condina canned tomato, as well as its flagship Del Monte brand. So there you go. Oh, Yoloi. Okay, a place abounding in rushes, the village of Yodoi, believed to be in the vicinity of Knight's Landing. Okay, I will say I like the fruit cocktail because now it totally works, but you will go into a diabetic coma. It's just, look, it's Southern cooking, okay? But if you have ever tried to make the cuppa recipe from Steel Magnolias, It's super good. Dolly Parton is the best, but I don't think Dolly Parton eats it because she's hella skinny, and I take one bite of it, and okay, I never take one bite of it, is my problem. That being said, it's really good, but you will go into diabetic, shock. Wilford Brimley will be right next to you telling you no. So there you go. Now, Delonte did say that they had secured 912.5 million in new funding that would allow the company to remain afloat during the sale process and will keep the company operating as normal as it enters peak canning season. Now, the company listed liabilities estimated between 1 billion and 10 billion. With improved capital structure, enhanced financial position, and new ownership, we will be better positioned for long-term success. I don't know if it's just me, but that sounds like a whole bunch of, well, word salad. Like, y'all trust us. If you give us money and we make a bunch of Excel sheets and get a new manager, we're going to be just fine. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but it kind of sounds like fiddling on the Titanic to me. That being said, I am not a businessologist, so maybe it's normal to speak in this way, but I would much rather have someone say, look, you guys, we thought that, vegans were going to start buying our stuff. We didn't realize that people want cheaper stuff like Great Value. So we're going to, lower our prices. It means we're getting a loan and we'll come back stronger with fewer choices under new management, but we'll be the same. So there you go. Del Monte will still exist. You will still get your fruit cocktail with extra cherries if you want to pay $4 for the can. It's a personal life choice. I ain't going to tell you what to do, but I would go with Great Value. Now, sometimes life, teaches you a lesson right quick and in a hurry. And that's what happened to this New Jersey man. I mean, don't go starting fights if you don't know how to box. Don't write checks with your mouth that you can't, actually, well, balance. Although today's generation will never know the thrill and absolute terror of floating a check. That being said, not that I ever did that, but 20-year-old me knew the times that every grocery store deposited their checks and about how long it took. He took a black eye flight. A New Jersey man received a gruesome black eye along with a court date after an unprovoked mid-flight attack on a fellow passenger that brutally backfired. Ishan Sharma, 21, who hails from Newark, allegedly assaulted Keanu Evans. I was going to say Keanu Reeves. Hell no, I am getting in a truck and we are getting justice. Keanu Reeves is the only good actor that I know. Do not take out, keep Keanu Reeves safe. For the love of Cheetos. He's just getting hotter. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I watched John Wick for the plot. Also, I like some Revengeation. Not going to lie. Now, there was no apparent reason for him to approach Keanu and on their Frontier Airlines flight from Philadelphia to Miami-Dade International Airport. But in the moments before Sharma allegedly grabbed Evans by the throat-ular area, the victim said to the 21-year-old who sat ahead that he was muttering strange things and issuing unaliving threats. He was doing some dark laughing, ha 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 ha. And he was saying things like, you punt, mortal man, if you challenge me, it will result in you no longer living, Evans recounted to the outlet. Now Sharma became irate when Evans pressed the assistance button and asked for help from the Frontier staff. Now, videos circulating online that I can't show you because YouTube doesn't like us to show violence, but CNN and ABC can totally profit off of violence, showed Sharma standing over Evans and grabbing him by the throat-ular area before things took a turn for Mr. Sharma. Evans can be seen serving up Sharma several heaping servings of shut the hell up knuckle sandwich as he threw haymakers at the now, cowed instigator. Let him go, stop, some unidentified, probably female passenger pleaded with Evans as he taught this man a lesson that he probably won't forget soon. It's always a woman saying, no, he don't need to learn no lesson. Yes, he does, allegedly in Minecraft. Now, the mugshot shows that he has, a bit of life lessonry on his face. Evans also suffered a couple scratches, but expressed regret after having to dole out some, life lessons with a hard, balled fist. It makes me feel bad because I don't want people to get the wrong idea of the person I am, Evans lamented to WSVN. Now, Sharma was taken into custody at Miami-Dade and charged with battery, according to the sheriff's office. Attorneys for Sharma claimed the Newark man was meditating. Isn't meditating supposed to make you, peaceful and such? I mean, look, y'all, I have tried meditation, but I don't know if it's my weaponized grade ADHD, but I cannot focus on my breathing when I know that there's stuff to be done. I'm like, look, I got laundry to do. Youngest Most Feral needs new eyeglasses. That being said, I don't know. But sure, he was meditating. Well, he better be meditating on his life choices and not running his big old mouth flaps. Look, this can write checks that this cannot take, okay? I mean, I don't know if no one ever taught you this life lesson before, but maybe you'll learn it now. Don't run your mouth. Now, these next couple stories, I didn't think they were bad enough for Lord Chippy, but they could all go one-way ticket to Snake Island.
It's a curse, we've got room for the wicked, the cruel and the worst. If you lie, if you cheat, if your soul's made of bile, you're bound for the fangs and the venom in style. Oh, one-way ticket to Snake Island. Oh, let the conscience, less cowards and gaslighters go. No anchor, no lifeboat, no tearful goodbyes. Trust kissing and common mean cold-blooded skies. Your friend.
Now, this heifer, and this is not a comment on her weight, I just dislike Lena Dunham because she was part of the vanguard of the girl power, men are stupid thing. And as a mom of boys, the lack of heroes for boys to look at, this sacrificing male heroes in order for girl power and making every man look stupid, incompetent, and or evil. She was part of the vanguard of this over her movie or her show Girls. And I am so done. I don't care what Lena Dunham looks like, although I would send her to Snake Island because ain't nobody need to see this. I mean, seriously. Look, I don't put half, swimsuit pictures up of me. First of all, because I'm pretty sure you can see me in space if I ever show my midriff. I'm so pale. Second of all, I don't go out in the sun to lay out because I only burn. And third of all, I haven't been to a pool in, I think, 4 years. So, I mean, Lena Dunham, from everyone, and I do mean everyone, stop. Just stop. We are not obsessed with you. We are kind of worried about why you would put unflattering photos of yourself up there. Yeah, that's the other ick. Look, she's just a gross, disgusting human, and look, I don't know why they continue to try to make her happen. Look, Fetch and Lena Dunham are not going to happen, okay? You done tried. You gave her every single role as girl power-esque. Stop it. Just stop. Well, he must have been a juggalo, is all I can figure. Of all the WTF headlines, this is pretty funny. The police dangled a Faygo bottle in front of a hostage taker to lure him out, and, well, unfortunately, he caught a freedom seed during a tense standoff and probably didn't get that Faygo. Fago Peach was my jam before I tried to stop drinking my calories, but I don't even think I can find Fago where I live. Also, can we bring back Jolt Cola, double the caffeine, more heart attacks? I kind of need that at my current age. Just I need to be able to function. So, can we bring back Jolt Cola? Asking for a me. Authorities used an unconventional tactic to draw out a suspect during a hostage standoff at a Michigan. Look, we have already decided, myself as the Pope of the Church of Mo, have decided that Wisconsin is the Florida of the Midwest. But Michigan, you are just fighting for that title, and I don't know whether to encourage you or force you to stop for your own safety. The part of me that wants to see all the absurd says, try your hardest. When a 31-year-old man walked into Mercantile Bank in Saginaw Township, Michigan on Friday about 5 p.m. and took an employee hostage, authorities responded in numbers. The man, later revealed to be Quentin Marquise Allen, had reportedly laid hands on the victim, who has not been named. He also had a weapon, though it was not a force multiplier, Michigan State Police Lieutenant Kim Vetter said. Now, as the local police departments and the Michigan State Police arrived with SWAT vehicles and higher force multipliers such as long ones, they hatched a new plan. Vetter told local outlet WNEM that law enforcement used a drone to lower a red Fago soda in a bag near the window where Allen was at the bank. He had requested the drink while negotiating with law enforcement. Recognizing the drink, Allen moved, giving authorities a view of him through the glass of the building. A state trooper then neutralized the threat. After the suspect was neutralized, the victim exited the bank and was brought to a nearby hospital for treatment. She was later released that night, so hopefully these weren't large wounds or anything like that. And hopefully her employers or herself is going to take some time to find someone to talk about, traumatic events and really, process all that she went through. When Allen had entered the bank earlier that evening wishing to cash a check, the bank was already closed according to MLive. However, at least one employee was still inside, and when this employee told Allen that she could not cash his check because it was fraudulent, he attacked her and demanded money. Vetter paraphrased kind of the incident. Now, Mercantile Bank released a statement that night thanking authorities and announcing that the branch would be closed indefinitely. This evening, an incident occurred at our Saginaw, Michigan location involving a hostage situation. The bank wrote on social media, thanks to swift and professional responses of local and state law enforcement, the situation was resolved. Now, all Mercantile Bank employees are safe, and there was no ongoing threat to the public. So, that's pretty good. Now, I changed my mind now looking at this headline. This one needs to go to Lord Chippy, I have decided. I love how I decide things on the fly, but as Pope Mo, I am infallible and closest to shenanigans.
They're our skin, they steal our grace. These monsters wear a human face. No gavel, no badge, no throne, no crown can stop Lord Chippy from burning them down. Justice ain't fast, justice ain't clean. It's a long, sharp road through the in-between. So raise your fists and light your flames. Chippy's coming and he don't play games.
It was a decision, but you take people's grandpas away, you're going straight to Lord Chippy. When I am Empress of the world for 1 year, again, 1 year, believe me, it needs to be written in the contract because I would go full Sith Lord. Unaware they were in danger, a man took down, unalived, 2 grandpas on a morning walk in an ambush-style unaliving. Sir, I can see by your picture that you probably have not done anything for society. So would you like to be part of my new economic and ecological, movement? It's called More Trees, Less Assholes. plant an asshole, grow a tree. I don't know if I can get a telethon with asshole in it, because, and this is, of course, not a call to any sort of anything. This is in Minecraft and when I'm Empress of the World, and I really don't think that is ever going to happen. But I do think that, I think we could get Greta on board. I think we could get, how dare you? How very dare you? Every day I go to school, I don't go to school, and I worry about the pollution. Why anyone took that girl seriously? Again, don't listen to children. My son, my youngest, most feral, had an entire dissertation earlier this week as to him becoming a dinosaur when he grew up. And he made more cogent sense than Greta. Do not listen to children. They may have good ideas, but they don't have life experience. A man has been arrested in the slaying of 2 longtime friends and grandfathers who were shot and taken from this earth in an apparently random surprise attack in a Houston park. Charles Ernest Lopez, 24, has been charged with capital murder. Bon voyage, douchebag. Texas doesn't just practice the, DP. They have an express lane, so bon voyage, MFer. Now, a judge denied him bond on Tuesday due to the severity of the alleged crime, according to KHOU. Now, on Friday, June 27th, at around 5:45 a.m., Nathaniel Fuentes Reyes, 68, and Guadalupe Flores. Is Guadalupe a boy name? I thought it was a girl name. That being said, I don't know enough about things to know enough about things. 74 were walking in Wild Heather Park on White Heather Drive in Houston when they were both shot. A neighbor's camera captured the sound of 7 shots being fired in quick succession. Police believe that the victims were ambushed and possibly shot from behind. As they were walking the trails, it appears somebody either ambushed them or came up behind them and fired multiple shots into both victims, and even stood over them and fired more into their body. Slowly, and I do mean slowly in Lordshipy. A witness at the park reportedly saw Fuentes Reyes and Flores' bodies and noticed a man in a white 4-door sedan driving away from the scene. Now, that witness called police, and responding medics had to unfortunately pronounce the 2 victims dead. Now, following that Monday, officers located Lopez, the suspect, and arrested him after a traffic stop. And he, according to the Houston Police Department, admitted to his role in the shootings. Now, family members of Fuentes Reyes and Flores told KTRK that the men were longtime friends, grandfathers, and neighbors. The shooting did not appear to be a robbery, as Arlington stated that nothing was missing from the victims. Now, no motive has been given by authorities, nor is it known whether the victims and suspect had any prior relationships. A family spokesperson for Fuentes Reyes told KHOU that they were devastated by the loss of their loved ones who were completely innocent victims. Nathaniel and Guadalupe were unaware that they were in danger while on their morning walk in their own community park. No one should pass away in this manner, and it's difficult to process the fear and pain they had endured in their final moments of life. Now, court records reviewed by KTRK said that shell casings found at the scene matched the other 2 casings nearby. Now, capital murder in Texas could result in the DP. Now, it's Texas. Now, it is Houston, though, so I don't know. But if there was a candidate, I feel like he would be the one. Now, I don't know that I will ever be able to reach the amount of highness that it would take to get me to perform this crap. Airplane yoga, no. Just absolutely no. I'd be the one person sitting there, this seems like a group, no, just no. Flight attendants are helping people unwind in the friendly skies by holding impromptu yoga classes in flight, as seen in multiple viral TikTok videos. One video from June with 1.5 million views shows a flight attendant on EasyJet flight heard guiding passengers through a series of poses in their seats, while the 1980s dance hit Maniac by Michael Sembello blares in the background. Okay, so you have a high beat, high intensity song where you're trying to relax people. Don't get me wrong, I love Maniac, and who has not tried to do the little running thing? You know, I realize I have no, this was before I realized and was proven I have no rhythm, but I mean, who didn't as a kid when they were watching it try to do the little, fast runny jog thing? I always wanted a pair of leg warmers just for that reason, but not a unitard. Honest to God, okay, ladies and gentlemen who were alive and much older than me in the 80s, and I mean no offense by that, how in the hell did you work out with leggings, with a unitard over top, and like a belt? I mean, if you had to pee, that was mission impossible. How the hell did y'all go to the restroom? And I do mean that quite seriously, because if you look at Jamie Lee Curtis, she's got leggings and a unitard and suspenders on. I mean, y'all, I pray for the 80s that freaking workout stuff, because there would be no way I'd make it to the restroom. I mean, you're trying to get suspenders and leggings off and let me just tell you, 6 children with large pumpkin heads do not make a strong bladder. So you will not see me dressing up as 80s Flashdance, nor will you see me on a trampoline. Those are my 2 no-goes. I mean, for those that like yoga and group participation, and, if it makes people feel, more comfortable flying, I would just rather take a prescription, if I'm honest, and not people. That being said, I don't see anything, inherently wrong with this. It's going to be a no-go for me. I mean, I don't want to do yoga. I will not do yoga in a studio. I will not do it in the street. I would do it with a goat. I would not do it in an airplane. I need to make a Sam I am. I would not people in a house. I would not people with a mouse. I would not people in a chair. I would not people anywhere. That's it. The introverts, Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you won't go. It is loud and noisy outside, but it's safe in your bed. Oh, the places I won't go. Walmart on a Sunday, Costco on a Sunday, any sort of sporting event. Oh, the places I won't go. It's a work in progress. We will have the introvert parodies on Dr. Seuss upcoming. Well, I mean, it's going to suck if she ever needs a donation, but apparently someone has an extremely rare blood type, and she is the only person in the world to have that. I guess you could still get O negative, I think. An unidentified woman from Guadeloupe has the rarest blood type on Earth, to the extent that she is the only person with this particular blood type. The 86-year-old is thus far the only known member of blood group Guada negative, according to news reports. Now, the moniker comes from a colloquial name for the French Caribbean island where the woman calls home. Now, scientists with the French Blood Establishment who discovered Guada negative announced their findings this month in a presentation at the International Society of Blood Transfusion Congresses. I mean, don't tell nobody, but they get wild at the free bar. I mean, that sounds like the worst conference to ever go to. Death by PowerPoint. Now, the research team was introduced to the woman in 2001 when she was living in Paris and undergoing routine blood tests in preparation for surgeries. Now, doctors were unable to identify her blood type or any matches for it. DNA analysis wasn't advanced enough at the time to explore the case further, but in 2019, researchers utilized next-generation technology to sequence the patient's entire genome. Now, the research revealed a mutation in gene PIGZ, pigs, really? Which affects how proteins anchor to the surface of blood cells. The team determined that the woman had inherited her unique blood profile from both parents, as both carried the mutated gene. So there you go. I mean, that is interesting. Now, just to honor this man again, because this man, I know I've done this story, but this man has just saved so many lives, and it is apropos of this subject. And I want to give him a shout out again, because when we get a good story, maybe I'll repeat it, but this man deserves all the respect. Donor who saved 2.4 million babies with his rare plasma has passed away at 88. Now, this is back from March, but this man was an absolute hero. James Harrison, an Australian man who saved the lives of more than 2 million babies through blood donation, has passed away at 88. Nicknamed the man with the golden arm, Harrison donated his blood over 1,100 times, providing his plasma every 2 weeks for nearly 6 decades. What made his donations particularly special was that he had a rare antibody that can protect babies from the rhesus disease while they're in the womb. His journey began at the age of 14 when he was required to get several blood transfusions as he underwent lung surgery. Grateful for the donations and inspired by his blood donor father, he began donating blood regularly and continued to do it until he was 81, the upper age limit for plasma donations in his country. Now, Harrison's blood contained a rare antibody known as anti-D, which can be used to make a medication to give pregnant women with rhesus disease. Now, rhesus disease isn't harmful to the mother, but it can cause antibodies to destroy her baby's blood cells and be fatal. So oftentimes women with rhesus disease will have multiple pregnancy losses, which is heartbreaking. So the fact that they can make this medicine to help families grow, to help women stop the cycle of loss is amazing. Now, since anti-D was discovered in the 1960s, it has saved the lives of millions of unborn babies. And expectant mothers have relied on the kindness of a small group of people to provide the antibody. But no one has ever been as generous as Harrison. James was remarkable, stoically kind, and a generous person who was committed to a lifetime of giving, and he captured the hearts of many people around the world. Lifeblood CEO Stefan Corneliusson said in a statement, "He leaves behind an incredible legacy, and I hope his hope that one day someone in Australia would beat his donation record." Look at that. I mean, again, I love a good story, because sometimes we have to walk through the crap spackliest things. That might be my new favorite made-up word, crap spackle. For when you're mad and you need a curse word, but you don't want to use the F word. Now, I'm not exactly sure where I came up with that, but it appeared to me in an epiphany last night of sorts. What in the Blade Runner is this BS? Also, this is scary as hell. Not gonna lie to you, this looks like they took a Smex doll and dressed it up. Robots have replaced hotel check-in staff, and tourists freak out when they talk back. Machines are seemingly rendering us obsolete in every sector, from manufacturing to the restaurant industry. In a recent example, an Argentinian tourist was taken aback after discovering her hotel in Japan had replaced its receptionist with talking robots, as seen in a dystopian TikTok video with more than 840,000 views. The receptionists are robots, the traveler in the clip, before panning to the cybernetic clerks who stood stiffly behind the counter in white outfits and pillbox hats, like something out of Blade Runner. "Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me," the TikToker said as one of the roboceptionists greeted her. I always thought fembots would be more attractive. That being said, she kind of looks like a gelfling from the Dark Crystal mixed with, I don't know, something wrong. Now, she was reportedly staying at the Hen Na Hotel. Now, Hen Na translates to strange in Japan. In Tokyo, a chain that lists a variety of humanoid hospitality bots to cater to guests. The first Hen Na opened in Nagasaki with the goal of revolutionizing the hospitality industry by providing visitors with more expedient service. There are now 20 branches of these fembot roboceptionists. Again, this is the creepiest damn thing I've ever seen, and I would never go there unless, okay, I would totally go to Japan. I don't think I would ever go because, let's be real, y'all, the amount I would spend at the Sailor Moon store would rival the national debt. And for our fiscal future, Mr. Mo has told me I can't go to Tokyo, which is upsetting, but probably, fiscally responsible. Now, what in the Hades in a handbasket is this next story? As a mom of 3 girls, I have lamented, to my children the fact that I can't find a full t-shirt to buy them because crop tops rule. But this is a little redonkulous. A teen claims she wasn't paid for babysitting duties because she wore a quote-unquote inappropriate lace tank top. Now, if anyone grew up in the noughties or oddies, I don't know, this is like what we wore, only we wore 37 tank tops at a time. Y'all remember you had to double layer your lace tank top, add a polo shirt over it, and like a hoodie, because reasons. I don't know. But this is not terrible at all. I mean, yes, it's a camisole. Yes, I would prefer my girls not to wear crop tops and to wear, a cardigan over their camisoles. But this is not the worst thing I've ever seen. This is Brandy Melville bearing, receipts about the fact that the 15-year-old babysitter took to Reddit's popular AML overreacting community to ask for help on an age-old issue, payment disputes between babysitters and the families that employ them. Now, May, as identified by the text screenshots in the post, shared she had reached out to the family she regularly babysat for after they allegedly neglected to pay her several days after their typical period. Now, the teen prefaced the screenshots by explaining that the parents were more conservative and a lot more religious than her particular family, but generally nice. So she initially approached the situation thinking that the settlement snub was simply a mistake. What she discovered when she texted Marianne, the children's mother, was completely out of left field. The family had purposely not paid for her, claiming that they didn't feel comfortable doing so because of the teen's inappropriate clothing. All right, Mama Mo's gonna rant. Mama Mo's gonna rant. I'm gonna rant. This is pissing me off. And you hypocritical, judgmental, and overbearingly assholic Christians are the reason people give up an incredible journey to have, I don't even care if it's with, look, I should care as a Christian that it's with Jesus, but it's not my place to, tell you how to reach out spiritually with the world. But people like this, people like you who judge people on outside appearances, try to get, the speck out of a neighbor's eye rather than dealing with the plank in theirs. You are the reason that people turn away from what could possibly be, a good relationship with Jesus or God or the great beyond. You are the reason people cut themselves off from spirituality and anything like that. And I, as a terrible Christian, have dealt with a lot of these asshats. And I would like to kindly ask you to freaking stop. You are not God. You are not the arbiters of morality. People have different things that they're going through and different standards. my daughter came home one day, my middle daughter, and she was like, I told my friend that she was inappropriate for wearing really tight leggings. And I said, hey, there might be different standards in her family. Her family might not care, but it's not your place to go tell her what is right and wrong as far as what she's wearing. And if you have a problem, how dare you judge and take away, again, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. You took a service from this girl and then decided that in your wonderful haloed Christian, Uber, I guess you must have gotten a post-it from God. Did God tell you quite distinctly that camisoles were out? He was like, look, diddle-oo, diddle-oo. Yes, Jesus, I have your private line. What can you tell me? Yes, camisoles are out and crop tops are the devil. Thank you so much, Jesus. So unless you can prove that you have a hotline to God and or are God's damn mouthpiece like the Metatron, how about you shut the hell up and worry about your own sins? I say I'm the world's worst Christian because I am very aware that there are parts of my spiritual life that I'm not doing great in. I'm way too angry. Don't give people grace, and I'm quick to judge. I know I have these problems, so I don't go around worrying about other people's problems because I'd like to clean my own damn room. So how about y'all shut the hell up and, go read your Bible. I'm pretty sure it has a bunch of stuff about judging people in it. I mean, I could be wrong, but how about you take a look? In the response, so these are the screenshots because I am naming and shaming. Hi, I hope you had a great weekend. I just wanted to reach out to you because I haven't gotten my payment from Wednesday yet. I know you guys celebrate Good Friday and Easter, so I totally get that it probably slipped off your radar. But if you could Venmo me when you get a chance, that would be fantastic. Hello. Dan and I have been talking about it, and quite frankly, we do not feel comfortable paying you the full amount after you wore such inappropriate clothing to our house. The kids love you, and we're more than happy to give you a second chance, but we cannot pay you more than $50 after you wore that outfit. Let someone send my daughter that fucking text. You have not seen crazy until I'm at your front door demanding the full payment in hot pants and a damn crop top, and I would actually get my belly button pierced. I don't know, again, if you have read that Bible, but you know who Jesus hung out with? It wasn't the Pharisees. It wasn't the righteous holy men. So how about you shut the hell up and work on your own room? Deuces. Again, the fact that her parents didn't go over there and cause a holy hell mess, they are better people than me. Like I said, I'm more of a table flipping Jesus fan, and I'm about done. Now, in our final story, holy cow, this is why I don't, wear or do rollers. I got really mad at this story. It was about a babysitter who wasn't being paid because righteous Christian parents thought that her camisole was inappropriate. So they couldn't, in good faith, in good Christian morality, pay her the full amount of her babysitting fee because she had dressed so inappropriately. Again, unless you are perfect and you have walked on water and can transform water into wine, also call me if you can, because holy crap, that would be a power I would want. Don't wear a mantle of righteousness when you are just a judgmental cunt. Excuse my French. Although I think that's an English word. I don't know. I'll have to look up the etymology of the C word maybe later. And the reason I don't, ride roller coasters. Yep, I be calling my mom and them, and you don't want my mom and them to come up. My mom, if you think I can be a raging B word with a resting B face that at least gets a gold, my mother taught me everything she knew. Cedar Point ride strands riders on opening day. Well, it's back to the drawing board with that one. Again, this is the reason I don't ride roller coasters. I saw Fabio. I ain't getting on one. The newest ride at Ohio Cedar Point Amusement Park experienced a delay on the first day it opened to the public and left riders stranded in a vertical position for at least 10 minutes. Now, Tony Clark, a spokesperson for the Sandusky Park, told the Akron Bacon Journal that Siren's Curse had experienced a little bit of, it was a little crap spackle, but we got it working. And it experienced just a scotch of a delay when riders had reached the tilt coasters area of the track where the car is stopped to turn on a 45-degree angle. Now, the coaster safety system performed as designed and the ride was restarted and guests were able to, finally go home. Siren's Curse reopened shortly after and all of the rest of the rides went pretty well. Riders said they were stranded in a vertical position for about 10 minutes. Now the ride was closed for about 25 minutes before resuming normal operation. Okay, you see that and you still get on. Like, you see the ride, you see the malfunction, and you still buy a ticket. Explain that to me. I am confused because I see the ride, I see the malfunction, I don't take the ride. But some people do. There you go, you guys. That is this morning. Sorry about the rant, but there is nothing more irritating to me than these uber Christian gatekeepers that, want to be the moral hall monitors of the rest of us. Yes, I curse. Yes, I wear makeup. Yes, I show my boobular area. Doesn't mean I don't have a spiritual connection to God. I just don't worry about surface things. So there you go. I am going to let you guys go. I am going to be, at least for the morning, hanging out with Baker to do the raw vol case. Basically, he's going to be running about 10 minutes behind and traveling. So if things go foobar, I can do the feed for him. That being said, I have no idea what is going on in this case, so I will be learning just along with you. I will probably be cutting out a full video of my ranty rantness, and I'm trying to get better at putting not safe for work stuff up. I know that the O-ring doctor video that I cut out from weekly roundup did not have a not safe for work, label on it. So I will try to put a not safe for work label on it, to keep you guys safe at work. That being said, thank you for sharing your time with me. And we will continue to hang out. So I will be over dual streaming, but I will also be in Baker's chat letting them know he'll be about 10 minutes late. So don't be worried. Don't be alarmed. We are late and French. Just is what it is. Remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but have a sassy mouth and carry can of bitch fire. Because if you get stuck on a roller coaster, you better get at least a free pass. Bye, you guys.